go ahead and get ready to get started so I can get you guys in and out. All right, how we looking? Full moon. Shout out to full moon. The regular council meeting for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 is called to order at 7:02 p.m. We're going to have a moment of silent meditation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, may I please have roll call, please?
Roll call, Mayor Nickerson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Perella. Councilperson Erbaum.
Present.
Councilperson Martin.
Present.
Councilperson Lightfoot Ward is not here. Also present for the record, Christia Liu, Village Manager, Janice Jacoby, Village Clerk. Attorney Geller says he's running late.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I appreciate it. Moving on, approval of the agenda. I wanted to put a agenda item on. This is for discussion. You'll understand when I get there about the discussion aspect of it. This is, so it will be H2, green reuse area designation for the launch. This is the discussion part. You'll understand when I get there. For H2, on the agenda, if I have no more additions or deletions, do I have approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson Erbaum. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing none. Moving right on to good and welfare. Anybody can come up and talk about anything on the agenda right now. For everybody who's on the agenda, you all will be able to come up and talk about it when we get to your particular agenda item. All right. I'm seeing nobody for the first good and welfare. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councilperson Martin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Erbaum. Madam Clerk, can I have a roll call on consent agenda, please?
Councilperson Martin.
Yes.
Councilperson Erbaum.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perella.
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Moving on to resolutions, ordinances. This is the part where Ms. Hammonds, if you want to come on up. The first one, Attorney Geller's not there, not here. We also have to do swearing in for the hearing, right? All right, let's do this. Let's jump down to the agenda items first and do the H1 PACE program discussion. All right, you guys, so the PACE program, so there's two aspects of it. I kind of wanted to bring this up. If you got, just to kind of explain briefly what it's all about, it may be able to help our elderly residents. We do have a lot of seniors in El Portal. If you guys feel like this is something where you want me to bring one of the program directors or something like that from the county, just let me know, and I can bring them in for next month's meeting or a future meeting to explain in full detail. But I just wanted to put it out there just to see if this is something that the council maybe wanted to take time out to look into or bring somebody out from the county to explain, because it could be beneficial to some of our elderly residents. And so there's two aspects of it, the PACE program. One aspect, and this is something that also Councilperson Lightfoot Ward, after the last meeting, she kind of mentioned it to me also. And I said, yeah, I know all about that, Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. And so there's two aspects. So there's one aspect, which is the larger aspect. And so PACE stands for, in this aspect, the Property Assessment Clean Energy Program. And so Miami-Dade, it runs through Miami-Dade County. And so what it does is it allows a lot of our residents who are our elderly residents to get things done on their home to where normally they might, because they're on fixed income, they might not be able to have it. So it kind of supplements it for them. And if they have Medicare or Medicaid, then they get it for pretty much nothing. And what it does is it adds, so you can get things fixed on your home, but it also adds the clean energy aspect. So you can get solar panels, you can get things done to your home to make it more environmentally friendly for energy consumption and things like that. But you can get newer things on your home that normally elderly residents who are on a fixed income just can't afford, period. So you can upgrade your home, but you can upgrade your home in an environmentally friendly way. And so that's essentially what the PACE program is about. Like I said, if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, then you get it for basically nothing. If you're an elderly resident over 55 years old, but if you're not on Medicare or Medicaid, then you do have to go through a financing. There's an interest rate attached to it that will, I think it goes up to, but it caps at like 12% interest or something like that. If you're not on Medicare or Medicaid, if you are, then you have no interest rate, and if you are, that caps at like a 6% if you are on Medicare or Medicaid. So it's just something that I think that it might be beneficial to our elderly residents, since we do have a pretty significant senior population. So I just want to kind of introduce it, bring it up. If this is something that maybe we want to explore further, we can do a town hall on a Saturday morning, and I can bring out elderly residents, bring somebody from the county to explain it, or we can have somebody come here to a future council meeting to explain it, a program director, and we can ask them to get into the details, because of course they're experts where I'm not. So just something to kind of bring up. That's all.
Oh, yeah, I think I think it would be great to have a town hall on the weekend that contemplates them coming out and having all of their questions answered. I know that, and I'm reaching way back into my mental Rolodex, but I think that there might be something related to their property taxes implicated in there. And I would want somebody to discuss with them the pros and cons of that, if they do think that they are going to be selling rather quickly after those renovations, the installation of the windows or solar panels. They might need to know how that impacts their property taxes and also their ability to sell. So yeah, as long as they have all of the information, I think this is something that would be beneficial for them to hear and decide if it's a good fit for them in their current situations. But I do think maybe a council meeting day might be too late for them. Maybe a town hall that's directly targeted towards them, and maybe bring someone out from the Veterans Affairs Department as well, and just kind of make it like an info session. Like a senior info session. But I love it.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, Councilperson Martin. So I think that's what we'll move to do, and I'll move to put together on a Saturday morning a senior informational session. So that'd be good. Appreciate that, you guys. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Let's move to, so H2, I can explain it. There is a legal aspect to H2 also, so we kind of have to wait for Attorney Geller for the legal aspect. Madam Manager, do you want to go ahead and do your report?
Wow, I've never done it this early. It just doesn't seem right in the daylight.
It doesn't seem right.
Okay. Well, we stay busy and we have a lot going on, but I do want to just talk briefly about a few items that stood out for the month of April for the Village of El Portal administration. This month, we are still on the governor's list for funding in Tallahassee for the building renovation. That's a $482,000 ask that we made through our legislative team. I spoke with them this morning. They said we haven't been cut out yet, and and Governor DeSantis has until July 1st to either sign on it or scratch us out or what have you. But for now, we're still in there, so we're still in the game. So we'll keep a watchful eye on it. Update about the septic to sewer conversion project conducted by the Miami-Dade County Water and Sewer Department. It continues. They are, still installing the force main over on the west side of the village that will benefit the, it's called, in the city of Miami area, not El Portal just yet, but just know that eventually it will benefit the village of El Portal as we connect in with what the county is building in its infrastructure. And from what I understand, they are looking at restoration of the village's park, which is the nature trail, And we did send over the architectural plans that were created by the landscape architect. And so they are considering that, and I'll be meeting with them next week to see what the next steps are in terms of when they foresee the restoration project of the park to start. So I'll keep you posted on that. Thank you very much for passing the items on this consent agenda as we continue to address speeding and traffic calming in El Portal. With the item you passed, we have selected a vendor or a contractor to fabricate the signs and and to install them. And so we're very pleased about that. Our speed limit was changed a few months ago from 30 to 25 on our residential streets. However, we are now in charge of taking care of our own street signs and making those changes. So we did that in tonight's meeting, and that is very helpful. So we will be giving a notice to proceed as early as tomorrow so that we can start getting those signs made, and then we can start the whole installation process of that. We also are doing a Northeast 2nd Avenue survey, which is going to also help us as we do the road diet that we need to, again, address traffic calming on Northeast 2nd Avenue and address some of those recommendations from our Northeast 2nd Avenue mobility study. Bulk pickup. We have a new calendar, new dates, and they are, I think, going to be a little more friendly for our residents. We did have a little snafu for April, but our bulk pickup dates are April 30th through May 2nd, so that's next week. Please remember, any bulk items should go out and be on the curb and ready for pickup by 8 a.m. Next week. So that's Tuesday through Thursday, April 30th through the May 2nd. And we're happy to have a change up, but this new schedule will allow for us to have a nice, clean village during the holidays, and to have our bulk picked up just as hurricane season starts. So that's going to be a helpful change for us. And so many things. I have put my manager's report on the village website, but I also want to bring everyone's attention to the Arbor Day festivities we're having on Sunday here at the Village Hall at 4 p.m. It's going to be right here in the Tot Lot Park that's just behind the Village Hall, 4 p.m. We are Tree City USA, proud of that designation that we've held for several years now. And we, under Councilperson Urban's leadership as a tree board chairperson, we continue to do good things with our trees. And we would appreciate and love to see our residents out to learn more about trees and tree safety, and to maybe plant a tree or two, because we will have some trees to give away as well. But that will be here on Sunday, April 30th at 4 p.m. And all other matters you can maybe review and see in the manager's report on the village website. It's chock full of information. We have a up and working ADA designated bathroom for families to utilize in the village. In the Tot Lot Park, it is open during the hours of operation for the park, so sun up to sundown. It is being monitored daily, cleaned daily, and we're very proud of it, and we hope you will be proud of it as well and help us maintain it for years to come. So I have nothing further to report, but if anyone has questions, you know, you can always reach out to me here at the Village Hall or through email, and that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You see the mayor's report that's there. If anybody has any questions, everybody has my information, you can always reach out to me. Let's jump to H2. There's a legal aspect to this, but I'll just kind of get into it, the overview of it, and so when Attorney Geller gets here, he can quickly just say a 30-second, 20-second of the legal aspect. So the green reuse area designation for the launch, this is a thing where we actually get money to get that area cleaned up, so nothing comes from El Portal, nothing comes out of El Portal. We actually get paid to be able to, we get money through the launch to be able to get, and the launch uses that to be able to clean up that, that area so that we can finally have our riverfront restaurant. The green area use designation, it was advertised on schedule, but an oversight by the attorney, it is not on this agenda. And he was reached out to by the company, and it was supposed to be on this agenda. Myself and Clerk Jacoby, we put the agenda together, but we didn't get any information from the attorney like we should have. Being that's the case, the advertisement in the Herald cost about $3,000 for the Barrington Brothers for the launch. And the advertisement is fully legal and is fully in compliance with the way that everything's supposed to be done. The oversight by the attorney is the reason why it's not done correctly on our agenda. Being that as it may, went through the legal process and we realized that what we can do is we can give individuals 2 times, we have to give individuals 2 times to be able to talk to it and discuss it, because it was advertised in the Miami Herald for those $3,000. So if anybody is here tonight to say anything about the green use program, the green reuse area design designation of our riverfront restaurant, because it was advertised in the Miami Herald, legally, you guys can get up now, and if you have any comments or questions or anything like that, you can do that now. Now, next month, it will be on the agenda, but this advertisement will still suffice for that because it was just our fault that it's not on the agenda. So next month, anybody who does have a question will also be able to get up again and ask any questions or make any comments about that. That's basically what H2 is all about, you guys. All right. I was going to have Attorney Geller explain himself for the legal aspect that was missed, but he's not here for that.
Hello? It is now. Hello? I talk loud enough anyway. Okay, I also have a copy of the ad, if anybody in the audience, more than welcome to see it. And this is as per the legal, team is the one who gave that advice to the mayor. Also present for the record, Councilman Lightfoot Ward.
Okay. Thank you very much, Clerk Jacoby. All right, you guys. Clerk Jacoby, would you do me a favor? Could we swear people in, because I don't want individuals who have
Sure.
been here on time to.
So
be
anybody. So anybody who's gonna give testimony on tonight's items, please stand up so I can swear you in. So anybody who's gonna speak on behalf or about the items, the 3 items that are up for hearing, please stand up. Please raise your right hand.
Even if you might think you may speak about it. So anybody
You have
who's
to be
here.
sworn in.
Yeah, you have to be
So anybody who
sworn
wants
in.
to speak on anything, you have to be sworn in.
Okay. Any of the home items that are on the agenda.
Yeah, so that would be G1, G2, and G3. Okay, so please raise your right hand, even you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you're sworn in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Hammonds. Let's move to Resolution G1. Madam Clerk, would you want me to read that in the record, or you want to read it?
I can read it. G1, 176 Northwest 88th Street. A resolution of the Village Council of El Portal, Florida, authorizing the approval of a lot split at 176 Northwest 88th Street as requested by SCAD PA, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Madam Clerk. You guys, these properties we went through in planning and zoning. So the first thing I'm going to ask for each property, I'm going to ask Ms. Hammonds, was there anything that they had to do between the planning and zoning meeting and today for this particular property? Was there anything like with conditions that they had to work on or anything like that, or is everything still the same?
There was discussion by the planning board to have before building permit, to have them submit two different types, I think, of architecture, just so that it, I think there was some discussion of not wanting to have kind of a cookie cutter kind of feel to the two properties that are going to be right next to each other. So there was, that was added as a condition that they would go ahead and submit for a building permit to single-family homes that were not,
Exactly. the
very
same.
similar to each other.
Can I have the client come up? And I think you guys have an easel, and there we go, with the image. Toward the camera a little bit, yeah. So, how are you doing? I
Doing
do
great.
remember this, and I do see that I do see some differences there. So look at that. So you guys went back. I'm going to open up to the council if there's any questions or comments from the council for this client. Go ahead. You can say whatever you want to say. Go ahead. You can jump in.
There was also a second condition that we demolish the existing house within a year. So
I remember that.
we're working on
Yeah.
that as well. We have it in for permit review.
All right. Well, we appreciate that you went back and made two different. Do you guys want to see? Do you guys want them to turn it around so you guys can see their idea, so they don't look exactly the same? And they're not box, the box homes that are exactly the same.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
All right. Thank you very much. If there are no more questions or comments from the council, do I have any questions or comments from the audience?
I do have one comment.
Go ahead, Councilperson.
As you finalize plans and processes as you go through all of this, just please, with both of these properties, understand that that if you come into a situation where you say, oh, but I just really need to have this or that, and it puts you on a path to need a variance to get around one code or the other to accomplish that, sleep on it. Maybe twice, maybe for a week, okay? It's fair warning, especially with new construction. It's going to be only out of an extreme need that this body is likely to grant something like a variance on a project like this, so.
Understood.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilperson Urban. Anybody else from the council? No? Hearing none. Anybody from the audience? No? Seeing none. Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Perrella. Madam Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Roll call, Councilperson Martin.
Yes.
Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Councilperson Urban.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrella.
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Take care. Have a good night. All right. Very good. Resolution G2, we're moving to 485 Northwest 89th Street. Madam Clerk.
A resolution of the Village Council of El Portal, Florida, authorizing the approval of a variance to the side and front yard setbacks at 485 Northwest 89th Street, as requested by Mordecai Feinstein, providing incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. I appreciate it. Again, Ms. Hammond, is there anything here that we have with conditions or anything like that since the P&Z, or was everything the same?
We do not have any conditions added to this report. The application remains as is.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have the client here? Do I have them here? Is 485 Northwest 89th Street, is the client here? Okay. Do I have any questions or comments from the council? Hearing, seeing none. Do I have any questions or comments from the audience? 485 Northwest, you have a comment?
No, well, I passed by, I saw they took the hedges in
Yeah.
front of the houses, they took them all out, so, yeah, they're
All
good.
right. Any more questions or comments from the council or the audience? Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. Madam Clerk, may I please have a roll call, please?
Roll call, Councilperson Martin.
Yes.
Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Councilperson Erba.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perella. Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. G3, Resolution G3. I don't know, Attorney Geller, if you want to go ahead and read that into the record. 1 Northeast 87th Street.
A resolution of the Village Council of El Portal, Florida, authorizing the approval of a variance to side and front yard setbacks at 1 Northeast 87th Street is requested by Jorge Davila, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much, Attorney Geller. I appreciate it. Ms. Hammonds, were there any conditions or anything that we need to think about or anything extra added to this? This
No, there was no additional conditions. This is exactly the report from the Planning and Zoning Committee.
Thank you very much. Is the client here? You want to come on up, just so we can see your faces? This is your last stand, man. After this, you won't have to see us anymore if it goes right. It's your goodbye party here.
I've been here for 4 years.
It's all good. Do we have any questions or comments from the council?
No.
Do we have any questions or comments from the audience? No. Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. Madam Clerk, may I please have a roll call, please?
Roll call, Councilperson Martin.
Yes.
Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Councilperson Erba.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perella.
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Motion passes
For
5-0.
the goodbye party, my brother. We're sending you off the right way. Take care. All right, you guys. We're down to. Well, no, we already did that. We already did H1 and H2 was the green reuse area designation. I kind of explained it. If there's anything you want to add, just from the legal point of view.
Did you open for any comments?
I did.
Okay. The only other thing is we need to vote specifically to postpone it to a time certain, being the next council meeting.
Okay.
Since it wasn't agended for tonight, that means they will not have to re-advertise because, which is expensive in the hill, because it will be postponed from tonight to a time certain. So you need a motion to postpone it to a time certain, being the next council meeting.
All right, we'll do it all in favor. Do I have a motion to postpone the green reuse area designation to the next agenda item, next month's council agenda, as it was supposed to be on this agenda? Do I have a motion to approve that, to put the green reuse area designation on next month's agenda?
So moved.
Thank you very much. This will be the May agenda meeting. Do I have a second?
Second. I'll second.
Second by Vice Mayor Perella. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing none, moving right along. We're down to the village attorney report. Attorney Geller, if you have a report.
We're waiting to see if the governor is gonna sign the short-term rentals. The last I heard, he had not made a decision on the bill, whether to sign or veto it. Hopefully, that'll be off our plate soon enough. Other than that, no one sued us, and we have not sued anyone.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Last good and welfare. This is the good and welfare review. Anybody can come and talk about anything at all. Doesn't have to be things only on this agenda, but anything at all. Come up and say your name and address for the record, and the floor is yours. 3 minutes or so.
Hello, good evening. Thomas Pulliam, 205 Northeast 86th Street.
Ricardo Lima, same address.
As some of the council people may or may not be aware, the documents for our variance at the last meeting was mixed up. And so we have requested that that be revisited via email with Chairperson Martin. You requested that we bring it up with the manager and staff, which we have. And we've heard from them that they do recommend it being revisited. So we're up here asking when we might learn if that will be the case.
Yeah, so it's up to the committee. So so Manager Lou, she said that she has no problem bringing it back, but it's up to the committee, and that way it's just up to the chairperson, because the chairperson puts what's on the agenda or not, between the chairperson. That's all. So.
Madam Manager, all of that is correct, right? That you have approved that it can be heard
Yes, I did. I did approve of that, and I'm willing to waive the resubmission fee as well.
Awesome.
Just due to the, I know there was a slip up, but I know that Clerk Jacoby did catch it and then sent on, but if there was anything that could have, hindered the applicant's request, I'm willing
Okay.
to allow it.
That seems supremely reasonable. So yes, if everything has gone through the administrative staff and that's their recommendation, then the next planning and zoning committee meeting, we don't know exactly what date that is at this point in time, but I'm sure you'll be notified by the clerk.
Madam Chair, as a matter of form, and so we don't set a precedent that's not understandable, the form that this can take would be that anyone other than the mayor who voted for it, anyone else who was on the prevailing side should make a motion for reconsideration. This can be done either at the meeting that it occurs, which was last time, or at the immediately subsequent meeting. And if there's a motion for reconsideration and that's adopted, then the matter can be reset, just as you just said, Madam Chair.
Okay, but that would occur at the next planning and zoning committee meeting. Then the mayor would have to make that motion?
No, anybody but the mayor. He voted
Anyone
in
but the
favor.
mayor.
It has to
Okay.
be somebody on the prevailing side to move for reconsideration.
Okay,
Anyone else could make the motion except the mayor.
okay.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, not for you, but let me ask you, let me jump in. I didn't want to cut you
Sure.
off. Let me jump in
No,
real
no, go
quick.
ahead.
Okay, but if that's the case, if we're asking for the motion at the next meeting, then that means it's not on the agenda for the next meeting. So that means they're not on the
You should
agenda until,
Do the motion tonight.
okay.
Right now, someone can move, anybody but you can move to reconsider the previous action, and once the motion for reconsideration passes, then you can say when it'll be set so that it can be heard.
Okay, even though this is not planning and zoning committee meeting, it can
Correct.
still be done.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there was a council, wasn't it a council
No, it was
vote?
a PNC.
It's P and Z. That's why I'm confused. But I don't want them to have to wait an extra P and Z. You see what I'm saying?
It's the same.
If it was, okay, in that case, it can be done at the P and Z meeting. The next P and Z meeting is the first P and Z meeting after the P and Z meeting when it was adopted. And at that time, if the motion for reconsideration passes, you can move immediately to the reconsideration and consider the item again at P and Z. It just requires the next P and Z meeting to have a motion for reconsideration brought by anybody but you, because you're the only one everybody else was on the prevailing side. Motion for reconsideration, anyone can second it. It takes simple majority to pass. Once it passes, the item is again open for consideration on the table. It can be considered right then and there.
And that's what I want. I don't want them to have to wait any longer, but I want to make sure this
Yes.
doesn't come back to bite us. So if they're not going to be on the agenda until the motion's made at the meeting, how does their stuff go out to the residents before the meeting?
Any member that voted on the prevailing side, that is anyone but you, can request now or subsequent, a request publicly that a motion for reconsideration be added to the next agenda. And once the request is made by anyone eligible to make the motion, the item will not only be on the next agenda, but when the agenda for P and Z is advertised, it will say on the agenda is a motion for reconsideration.
Okay, that's what you're saying. So you're saying now that in a council meeting, we can make a motion for something to be on a P and Z meeting?
No, ma'am. No, sir. You were correct. It was P and Z. The fact that it was 4-1
Yeah, I got you.
jogged my memory incorrectly. But anybody that's a member, you're all a member of P and Z. Any member of P and Z that voted on the prevailing side on that motion, that is 4 members, anyone other than you, can make a motion for reconsideration. They don't have to wait till the meeting to bring it up. Anybody can simply say it right this minute.
Okay.
I mean, on the record while we're here, anybody that wants to say, I would like to have the P and Z agenda include a motion for reconsideration. The item will then be put on the agenda. When the agenda is published, it'll be advertised. When you get to the meeting, the person who's asked for it makes the motion. It's voted on. The moment it passes, the item is again open for consideration by P and Z.
Yeah, no, I understood all that. I just didn't know that we can cross, like, we can do stuff for a different committee in the council.
No, I'm
I
not
just
saying
didn't-
that you are.
That's what I was
A
saying.
If it was a different committee and only 3 council members served on the committee, it would have to be brought by someone on the committee. You don't have to say it now. At 10 minutes after the meeting, any P and Z member can say, I would like there to be a motion for reconsideration of this issue at the next P and Z meeting. Doesn't have to be tonight. It can be done because you do have a record tonight. Anybody who wants to say, I want to have a motion for reconsideration at the next P and Z meeting, anybody can say it here, they can say it after, they can say it next week, they can send a memo to the clerk. Any P and Z member who voted in the prevailing side can move for reconsideration at any time up to the adjournment of the next P and Z meeting. After that, it's no longer reconsideration.
All right.
Any time prior to the conclusion of the next P and Z meeting, any member who voted on the prevailing side can ask for a motion for reconsideration. I was just suggesting that if somebody wanted to do it now while we're here, while there's a record, it just makes it that much easier and makes sure there's no slip up.
I did. I took it upon myself to email the chair of the P and Z committee as well as the clerk and make the request.
Perfect. Thank you very
I
much,
believe-
Councilor
There you go.
Servan.
I believe
There
it's
it
in
is.
your
It's-
inbox.
Okay, thank you.
it's
So
done.
basically, he's saying they're gonna be in the agenda like we've done before with, discussion with possible action,
Yeah.
basically.
That's
That's what
basically
he's saying.
All we need is one person, so we're good. And he sent the email, we're good. All right, thank you. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just, is it possible to do it at the next village meeting, which will be next month in May, rather than waiting for the next P and Z, which is not
No.
scheduled yet?
No, because you have to go through the P and Z to get to the council meeting
Okay.
level, so, yeah.
It was the P and Z that voted against it, so it's the P and Z that has to, reconsider it. If P and Z passes it this time, then it would go to the council. But that was that was my confusion for a minute as well. But it was the P and Z committee that took the action. So to reconsider that action, whether it's undone or not, it has to be done by the same committee that took the original vote.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Thank you,
All
everyone.
right,
and
thank you
Mr.
very
Obama.
much. Thank you. Anybody else for good and welfare? Okay, hearing, seeing none. Any last questions or comments, you guys? We good? We're good? Okay, go ahead, Councilperson Lightfoot.
And mine's the only one that sounds this good. Just want to make an announcement since I am public affairs. The DEC, the Democratic, what it mean, Mayor? DEC.
The DEC?
Democratic Executive
Executive Council Committee.
Democratic Executive Committee.
Elections are April 26th. The elections are April 26th, that's a Friday, from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It will be held at the Metro Dade Firefighters Local 1403, which is in Durrell. And that address for all that's attending, I hope you do, come on, people, I hope you do. 8,000 Northwest 21st Street, zip code 33122, number 222.
Is that Democratic Big D? Is that for registered Democrats?
It's, the DEC is the Democratic Election Committee elections. So they're electing committee members. Very, very necessary committee, extremely necessary. I was part of it all this year. Mayor, did we do something with the Live Local Act?
The Live Local Act, we're not discussing that. We didn't discuss that
Okay.
tonight. We're gonna, that will come up, because a gentleman had a question about it. I think it was last, in the P and Z meeting. And I told him that when we get to the next P and Z meeting, because they weren't able to be here, the launch individuals weren't able to be for the P and Z meeting for the site plan. And that's when we'll go through the whole Live Local.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
But is there anyone here tonight who is coming to speak about the green space at the launch?
Yeah, we went through that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you very much, Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Do I have anybody else? Everybody good? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second? Moved by Councilperson Lightfoot Ward. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Martin. The regular council meeting for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 is adjourned at 7:42 PM.
Aye.
Very good, people.